Welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 stories. Look them up. They're fun. They're gross. They have all kinds of gross alerts and talk about animals and dogs walking against the red light. All kinds of weird stuff. Okay, look them up. Now we're having people send me questions. And send me, if you want to ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Okay? I have an ongoing segments here about supervision. Okay? And right now I'm into bad supervisors. This is a good one. Okay? I'm working in South Los Angeles, and there was a sergeant that he was kind of like, he didn't hurt you, but he was kind of like borderline incompetent. It really was. He was kind of like in his own little world, so to speak, you know, and you just get that. They really not into it. Other sergeants are more, you know, forceful and dynamic. This guy would just kind of like milquetoast. He just kind of walk around. Well, here's the setup. I'm in an office. I'm a community relations officer, and I'm in my office doing stuff. There's a office next to me where this sergeant was the adjutant of the captain, and this is the captain's office. Okay, so I'm in there doing paperwork, and you know, it's just goofing around. I see a lady officer come in. She walks by my door. It's from upstairs. She goes in. In the doors, I can hear the conversation. It's a young probationer, young lady probationer. She says, "Excuse me, Sergeant." Yeah. He goes, "What do you want?" I mean, you can tell already he didn't want to talk to her. Well, she gave out a name of another officer. She goes, "Yeah," which was a training officer. She goes, "Yeah, can you put us in the car together, this training officer, because we room together, and we can come to work some of the days we work together. That work out really well because, you know, we can carpool and all that." Give a pretty good argument about, you know, and she'd been on the job now about maybe 3-4 months out of the academy, so she was getting it really well. She turns out she's a really good officer. And so instead of just saying for whatever reason, since he is a sergeant, no, you shouldn't work together for whatever reason. You can make up stuff like conflict of interest, or, you know, your friends, you shouldn't be working together, whatever you want to come up with. You know, our department didn't like husband and wives working together, and so we didn't know what their relationship was. We know they roomed together, and it was not a big secret. It's because they hung out together, whatever. No, he doesn't say that. Okay, I'm sitting there and I hear that. I'm not really listening to this conversation but I can hear it. He goes, "Well, no, you can't work together." "Why not?" "Well," he says, "you guys room together, and everybody knows you two guys are lesbians. So who knows what's going to happen in that police car doing lesbian stuff? Now get out of my office." Okay, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, I just heard this conversation, and this is going to be a personnel complaint against him, and I'm going to be witness one. Oh no, hope she doesn't see me." She walks out there crying. Instead of turning left, where she probably should have gone, she made a right turn to go up the stairs, and she goes by. I look up, and she looks right at me. Oh, we call that being pinned. She pinned me. In other words, she saw somebody next to the office, next door. Oh, I knew it was coming. Holy mackerel. So I'm trying to get out of there. I'm trying to, so then no more than a minute goes by, and I'm trying to get my paperwork to leave. Here comes that lady training officer. She's got about 7 years on. Boom, 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 right by. Doesn't even look at me. Go right into that office. And she's like, "Sergeant, I need to talk to you." Now you got not a lady officer, you have an officer that's pissed off, okay, about what was said. You know, "How dare you talk that way to her?" "Well, you know, we're all your lesbians." Stop saying that. Stop saying they're lesbians. It doesn't matter, okay? You can't stop it. You know, "We know you're lesbians. Who knows what's going to happen in that car?" I'm like, oh my gosh, no. Okay, so, "Oh yeah, well, this is nothing. You're going to hear the last of this. I'm going to the cab." "Well, that's fine. Get out of my office." Okay, so out she goes. This time she didn't go by the front door. Didn't need to. I already got pinned by the other girl. So I carefully get my stuff, and I snake out of the door, and I want to get out of there. But I know that it's going to come back. It's up there. You know, it's like a drone. It's just waiting for its moment to strike. Okay, so I go to work, no big deal. Come to work next day, no big deal. A couple days go by, I'm at roll call. Here they come, 2 guys in suits. Oh, it's internal affairs. Oh, yeah. You know who they are. They're very stone-faced. They're sergeants. You know, they walk in. Well, they look over at them. All the patrols, uniformed supervisors look over. One guy will walk up, lean over, and then they'll say, "This guy, me. These guys need to talk to these guys." "Oh, I knew what it was. You know, I mean, I had choked guys out. I had stick people. No, I knew what this was for. Okay, okay, because now you have to fish or cut bait. I mean, am I going to dime him off? Am I going to deny I even heard it? I can't. I'm not going to lie to somebody who, not because I didn't like it, because he should be saying stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to be a supervisor. I was pretty close to it. No, and if I lie, then I'm going to get in trouble for lying. We don't lie. We're not supposed to lie. Don't lie. Okay. We always just say, you can steal, but you can't lie. That was our kind of a joke. You know, anyway, no, you can't steal either. Just kidding. Okay, so anyway, so go in a room. You know, they tell me you're not a suspect here, or whatever I call it. You're a witness. And Officer so-and-so saw you in that room. You're right next to them. They laid it all out. Because a young officer saw me, told him. Reach over, They push record. Okay. Now, what happened? Okay. So I had to tell them I told you everything. Okay. Well, they're sitting there looking like they're nodding their heads because it corroborated her story, the young officer's story. It corroborated the older officer's story because he called her a lesbian also. It's all just falling into place. All right. So they turn the tape recorder off and they go, I want to thank you for your honesty. I said, well, there's nothing to be dishonest about. You know. And then he said, the tape recorder's off. What are you trying to say? No one should talk to people like that. Oh, would you mind if we recorded that? No, go ahead. So I turned it back on. You know, they thought they were done. And said, what do you think about this? I told the truth. I said, you shouldn't be telling anybody anything of their sexual preferences. None of their business. Whether it be two guys living together, whether they're homosexuals, or whether it doesn't matter. If it's two heteros living together, it doesn't matter. Okay? What matters is the job. The police work, the job. Will it affect the job? You know, that was very good. I said, well, I believe in that. Oh, that's very good. Okay, fine. So off they went. And, you know, we found out like 2 or 3 weeks later, he got like 2 months suspension. That means no money. Sit at home, watch TV. Huge. That's huge. That's a hell of a hit. And they even said they probably were thinking about firing him, but then he had a good record, and they thought, okay, well, maybe this slap will take care of it. You know, I don't know about you, but I had a young wife, I live in a couple of kids. I live paycheck to paycheck. I'd be out there digging ditches to make money to pay the rent. I mean, we have a very good job, paid by you guys, good salary, good pension. 2 months is forget it. Forget it. Not going to work. So that's the bad one. Okay, now we go to what I call bad to good. Try to kind of quick. We had a supervisor that loved to make traffic stops, and they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be supervising people. Okay. He was a hard ass. He'd write cops up. He'd have that thing about putting hats on. He'd have things about you park too away from the curve when you stop. And, you know, I know he's trying to make sure, like, if you park too far away from the curve and you run to a call, maybe somebody who was not watching will take out your police car if you're sticking out too far. But sometimes you just can't. You're trying to get in there in a hurry, or some guy, you get in a hurry and you want to get off the street, so you jump up, wheel up on the curve, and you jump out and go. Oh, you come back and you get your butt chewed. That tire's ruining the sprinkler, or the tire's running. You know, I'm kind of in a hurry. I understand we need to park correctly. I'm not gonna, at a hot call, I'm not gonna pull up and parallel park, you know, and then put the park. And no, you know, but they don't understand that. She's right. Okay. So one night, this sergeant would do that sort of thing, puts out a call. He made a traffic stop, and a couple of undocumented aliens jumped him, and he's fighting. And he put out a call. He needs help, and we heard the call, and we were kind of close. And this is like one of the story I told you before, where a supervisor burned his lips and passed out, and we just stared at him and looked at him because we didn't like him. Nobody liked this guy. And we looked at each other, what do you want to do? I said, you know, we should back him up. Because it is an officer who needs help. We should probably go. Let's go. You know, we had those, 4-second decision. We should do something. So we took off. We didn't like the guy, but he needs help. Come on the corner. He's on his back. He's got one guy around the neck, and he's doing this to the other guy. Well, that's kind of serious, okay? The sergeant's on his back, and they're trying to get him. So we jump out of the car, and we get our batons, and we hit a few ribs, and bust a couple of ribs, and pull him off, and take him down, and he gets up, and, okay. He got a black eye. The supervisor got a black eye, and it was not a good thing. So, thanks guys, that's great. So, okay, we'll book him sergeant. Okay, so another sergeant pulls up, and he has to do the paperwork because the sergeant got attacked is a person that was involved in this situation. You can't approve your own booking to a suspect that attacked you. It's not policy. Someone else has to do it. That's the way it works. If you're involved in the investigation, then another supervisor has to approve it. Okay, it's just the way it is. So he's no problem. So okay, fine. So supervisor went to the hospital. We took the guys to jail, and they had to go to the hospital because one of them had a busted rib that I got, and the other guy had something wrong with his throat because the sergeant was choking him. Okay, no big deal. They're booked away. Come to roll call. Next day, he wrote his accommodation. Okay. You watched him over the next days and even weeks. Didn't make any more traffic stops. I'm not trying to tell him not to do that, but he stopped doing that because he was by himself. In those days, it's very dangerous, still like it is today. Worked two-person cars, and then he started being like, "Good morning, guys." Guys coming in, "Hey, how's it going?" Patting guys on the back. Go to radio call. Just get out and watch. Good job, guys. Gets in his car. Would normally be chewing people off for not having their hat or whatever. And we watched him. Might have been another incident that I heard about, that some guys helped him out. And so he changed. He just completely flipped. He just became a normal supervisor. Not vindictive, not writing paper on guys for no reason, care less about hats. This kind of stuff that drives any employee. You've been working places where they just nitpick you to death. I mean, come on. Your desk is in the wrong position. Your blotter's hanging over the other guy's blotter. Come on, man. Give me a break here, okay? So that was pretty good. He switched to that one. How are we doing? Okay, good. And revert back to the story about the guy that had the egg blow up in his face and into his sinuses, which we didn't do anything about. Okay, I wanted to save this part of it. he was that same kind of guy, writing cops up, writing this stuff, this and that. Well, after we helped him, which we really didn't, he was so thankful. I told you earlier, he was saying hi to everybody, how's it going? He completely flipped. He used to be a hard guy, a hard ass, and he just completely flipped around, and he was defending guys against other supervisors who were doing stuff. He'd step between and say, no, these guys are, because he remembered that we helped him, which we really didn't, but it's the way it goes. But that was a change from bad to good, a very noticeable change. Both these guys, and I think us doing different things and doing stuff caused them to have to change a little, because, and ultimately both of them promoted. They made lieutenants, so it's not as if you're going to stop them from promoting. Some of these guys think you need to promote. The way to promote is to step on the bodies of police officers on your way up and don't care about what they think, and they have families, and who cares? I'm going to make lieutenant, on the bodies of other people, and that's not right. A lot of them did that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy that, and then we'll talk about the next segment of Supervisors when I get back. Thank you. Bye-bye.